You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got a comings and goings update for you. This one is really interesting to me because the actress is great. It's Judith Chapman, but also it's interesting because what her return could mean. It could be a seismic shift in the life of Diana Colville's son, Leo Stark, maybe. So, but it could also affect the life of the other son of the other character she played. So let's unpack it and talk about other cast changes at the Peacock soap opera. But if you haven't, please click subscribe, and now let's dig in. If you don't remember, Judith Chapman has played two roles on Days of Our Lives. First, she played Anjelica Devereaux, the mother of Alex Kiriakis, the mom that we have now been told was also bedding Victor Kiriakis, and that's why Alex is supposedly now the secret son of Victor. Of course, that's all made up crap thanks to Constantine Melionis and Teresa Donovan, who messed with the documents to make sure Xander Cook was cheated out of his inheritance. But Anjelica is dead. She had a fatal heart attack while bickering with Bonnie Lockhart and Hattie Adams several years ago. However, it is possible they could have brought Judith Chapman back to film some flashback scenes of Anjelica to do with this affair that she had with Victor back in the day. Maybe. I doubt that's her primary purpose, but maybe they had her shoot some Anjelica scenes also. But what I really think that she's for is for her other character, because Judith revealed she was happily filming scenes with Greg Rikaart, who plays the son of her other role on Days of Our Lives. That is Diana Colville, who is Leo Stark's mother. Of interest also, if you didn't know this, Judith Chapman also plays Greg Rikaart's mom over on Young and the Restless. They play Kevin Fisher and Gloria Abbott Bardwell over there, and they are super fun as a bickering mom and son duo on both soaps, but they are way, way more toxic on Days than they are on Y&R. So I suspect Judith is back as Diana Colville. Last we saw her a few years back, she was arrested and sent to Statesville prison. So bear in mind, Judith just announced she was working on new scenes, and they shoot 6 months ahead. So we're talking about her popping up in June of 2024. That's a long way away to speculate about possible plots, but I have two ideas. One is about Leo's romantic life, and the other is about his family tree, because clearly she's back doing scenes with Leo. Diana Colville, if you don't remember, she's a nasty piece of work who had the hots for John Black. And the reason she's in prison now is for trying to poison Dr. Marlena Evans after claiming that John was really Leo's father. They had a paternity test done, and it confirmed that John and Leo were father and son. But later, Diana said she got her hands on the test at the hospital and changed the results. She told them, go ahead and run another test, but she said Leo is definitely not John's son. I don't think they ever had that follow-up test run. I think both John and Leo absolutely believed Diana when she said she tampered with the first test. And the reason I think this is important and what it might tie to is that there are some long simmering spoilers about more twists coming to John Black's life story and his past. You'll remember when Dick Van Dyke was on not too long ago, it turns out he is really Timothy Robichaux, the true biological father of John Black. And we do know that in the Day of Days promo, there was a scene of John when he first came on as the pawn, and he was this killer trained and brainwashed by the man he originally thought was his dad, but who was the one who had left Timothy for dead and had taken his ID. It was all this whole thing. Anyway, there's more twists to his backstory coming, apparently, and I wonder if it might circle back as to why Judith Chapman is coming back. The simple fact is Diana might have lied and said she tampered with the test when she did not. But why would she do that? Well, that's easy, because she's a big old B word. So she lashed out at Leo when he said he didn't need her and that John and Marlena would be his family now. And she said some really crappy things to him at the Salem Police Department. He even reached across the table to strangle her. This whole thing where he said John and Marlena are enough for him, infuriated Diana. And that's when she dropped the paternity test bombshell. And as far as I can recall, they never went back and did what she said and ran another paternity test to double check whether she was telling the truth or not. So that means they could twist it back and make John the real bio dad of Leo Stark, which I think would be pretty interesting. But there's another thing that might bring Diana back to town. What if Dmitri von Leuschner is out of prison and he and Leo Stark are getting married? Maybe Diana has gotten out of prison too, and maybe Leo would forgive his awful mother long enough to invite her to his wedding. Aside from the two things, like a John and Diana and Leo DNA thing, or Dmitri and Leo getting married, I really can't think of anything else at this time about why they would bring her back. But definitely, if you have some ideas, drop it in the comments. I love reading your comments. But as always, you know, Judith Chapman is an absolute delight to watch. So I am happy to know that she is coming back and that we are going to see her in 2024. And by the time it rolls around in June, I think Dmitri definitely could be out of prison. You know, maybe we'll see more of John's The Pawn stuff by then. We'll have to wait and see. In other Days of Our Lives casting news, look for a quick Thomas DeMera change because they needed the kid back, and Carrie Christopher, who usually plays him, couldn't do the couple of scenes on those days. And we have also said goodbye for now to Darius Rose, aka Jackie Cox. She was last seen sliding into her drag ensemble and making a run for the Canadian border after being unable to convince hunky Dmitri to join her in costume and leave for Canada in disguise. That's when we also found out that Leo is no longer married to Jackie, which infuriated Darius because he lost his green card as a result and had to go back to Canada. So it's all a lot of soapy fun. I cannot wait to see what Diana Colville will be up to when she is back this coming summer. Be sure to drop your comments and click subscribe so you don't miss any Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, updates, and more. And be sure to come back soon because I'm here talking Days of Our Lives with you every single day of the week, all week long. And as always, this has been Belinda from Soap Dirt. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.